So this morning we're warming up with Mr. Begal on his off-leash / on-leash manners before we go to do a social setting. He's gonna see a lot of people and get all excited. Lots of other smells and such. So just a quick warm-up. See how he's doing. Getting him tuned to go back into the here position, as well as maintaining focus. Also redirecting practice too when he hears the beep. Good boy. So just got him on the long training lead. It's a pretty rainy, quiet day out. Just trying to take advantage of the break in the rain. Just do a little bit of recording. We'll be doing some more practice indoors anyways later on, so just wanted to get some outdoor longer range practice in today. The game plan originally was to go to the dog park, but unfortunately it would definitely be way too muddy and gross since it's raining, and also don't want pups to get sick or anything. So just got him on the long lead without any tension and having him follow me around for treats. Good boy. Here. He's been doing it obviously anyway since the video started. A lot of it is just his expectations. So long as he's not super excited and it's not a new environment, he should start defaulting to this. Whereas, if it is a new environment, it'll be like the beginning of our trail video when he, wants to go and move a little bit faster, use his nose a little bit more. So the best part for him to continue his training with his dad is going to be, and his family in general, is just going to be to find out where they're going to be at the most and start from there. And then every weekend or whenever they have time to spend on expanding his circle of training and his social situations, then good boy, come. Good job, come. When they do have time to expand his social situation on a weekend or something when they're off, taking them somewhere new and getting them some good practice there. As you can tell, the recall is strong enough to pull him from most food items too for leave it. I wouldn't, leave the big guy alone in a room with a cheeseburger and not supervise him. But if prompted first, he has a lot more self-control and can redirect a lot easier. Good boy. Oh, we gotta get going. Good boy. He's paying enough attention to me even when he's not paying attention, or even when he's not looking directly at me, to notice that I stopped and start. So before he's about to drift there, right? Either recommitting to the here command or giving him a free command, right? So that way he can kind of go and do whatever he wishes. Good boy. Okay, free. We've got a gentleman coming up. Oh no, he's good. Go ahead, free. Still getting used to the release part, so what I'll do to kind of help incentivize him to be able to move and explore is either throw a treat out further away or gesture him towards the grass. Good boy. Ready? Free. But if he does want to default back to beside us again, that's perfectly fine. Definitely not going to punish him for that, right? Because we want to really encourage it as the default, and so when it becomes the default, it just kind of naturally happens. Good boy. So you can tell we don't really get much practice anymore with the collar, which is great. except for just when you need it, which is what you're shooting for, right? You mostly want to rely on him focusing and him getting rewarded with treats periodically, as opposed to having to constantly press and micromanage him, either with the leash or with a remote or anything like that. It'd be more about just him doing the right thing, and then you just rewarding it whenever you'd like. It'd be good, especially when he transitions back home at first, to be really consistent with it and then taper off, right? Maybe give it a while until, like I said, this is his default before in like new and exciting environments, and it's not too difficult to get his attention and hold it, right? Before completely weaning off of treats. I'm the kind of person, since I train dogs anyways all day, I'll always have treats on me, even when I'm walking my older pup. And I like giving her treats every now and then, even though we don't need to have her follow and pay attention, right? But it just feels nice. She appreciates it. It's not like she's ever stopped enjoying treats, right? And so it's just good to reward every now and then, in addition to just the usual praise and acknowledgement. Good boy. All right, go ahead and pause this here, and then we'll pick up back in a social situation, probably indoors on like his regular leash. Good boy. So now we are at the shopping center with Mr. Begal. He's actually doing pretty well off the bat so far. Another pro tip is, if you have an e-collar and you don't want it to accidentally press the buttons, outside of just turning it off, you can always just temporarily switch it to the other dog too. So a couple different options there. Always recommend trying to get one with physical buttons that are separated, instead of having to toggle through one main thing to press for the different features. Even though we're only using the tone for him, it just makes things a lot easier, and especially if you're trying to not being able to look at the remote itself, because we're trying to pay attention to him and how he's doing. It makes it very easy to kind of feel by touch which button is going to do what and where. And the last thing to note too is being able to adjust the frequency or the intensity using a knob is usually easier than the up and down buttons too. It's just faster. This one's good because it has the also added in safety feature of not being able to just freely rotate it. You have to press it down and then rotate, right, to kind of go up and down. You can see we're on the lowest level. It looks like it says hi, but it's H1. We might go into the PetSmart. You want to say hi? Morning. Down, bud.
What's his name? Or her name? His name?
This is Begal.
Hey, Bagel.
Good boy. Yes, good
What's up,
down. Good job.
Are you Bagel's Beagle?
Yeah.
Bagel, you are awesome.
The treats are delicious too.
Thank you. Good
What's
down.
up, Bagel? How you
Good
doing,
down.
man?
Good boy.
You good? I can wipe that off.
Oh.
It
Y'all
washed.
have a good day. And we got one, the whole
got
lot
one.
bigger than that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Thanks. You too.
Bye, Bagel and Bagel Lord.
So you can kind of see there, his default is to still pop up, so we have to prompt him to get back down. But then he's pretty good about refocusing, especially when it's children or other cases where you need more control, right? I would either have him heel next to me first, or be ready with the tone to correct his jumping behavior. The reason why we're not being more strict and stern about that right now is just because he is doing a much better job of kind of defaulting to redirecting his focus to us on his own, right? But we're going to go and develop more of that during the last bits of training here. A lot of it is, like I said, if we didn't want him to engage in prompt at all, having him sit and stay next to us, and then having the whoever's interested in meeting him approach into us, as opposed to allowing him to go into them, right? But in that particular situation, you can kind of tell that they really wanted to say hi to him, right? And so his excitement matched their excitement, so I didn't want to punish him, right? Because we want to be careful so that we don't just ruin him for every social situation, right? By like preemptively correcting him or correcting him too harshly. We just need him to be able to control himself and not jump when the situation doesn't call for it, or at least not jump by default. He's getting there, and that's actually pretty good for, like I said, not correcting him or anything. You could quite easily do that with the level of sensitivity that he is, but we want to try to keep everything positive as much as possible, right? And reward him for controlling himself and his good behaviors as opposed to just correcting him for his bad. But that'll always be an option in case we need to tune up things later on, or if he's really not doing too well on it. So here's another one.
You're laughing. I'm so serious right now.
So you can tell like he's more so into his nose right now than the environment, or I guess than the social situations, which is fine. Okay. He's not pulling, he's still next to me, still on the left, but he's still able to kind of explore and enjoy his nose and marking and all that usual puppy stuff. You want to just be careful when you're out to make sure that you're aware of socials, of his surroundings, so that way he doesn't start getting into anything that he shouldn't be. Sometimes it can be difficult in these kind of bushes. Right? So, gonna give him a little bit extra leash there so he can reach the tree. Right. So having the option, since we do have his regular leash on us, it's just a little tangled up right now. Oh, good boy. He felt the pressure there. And since he responded to it, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a reward. Good boy. Good job. Because we still want him, especially when we're out in different social environments, to be able to kind of get used to and explore and enjoy new areas and locations. Just have to be mindful and careful about how excited he gets during that initial process. He's actually doing really well right now. We've only been here a couple other times, so he wants to go into the stores, which is natural. When there's nothing going on, you can always practice good boy turning and having him redirect his focus and rewarding, as well as just using his name. Bagel. Boy. Okay. But hopefully we'll get more people that are excited to see him and give him an opportunity to practice meeting people and not popping up. Like I said, it's very easy to redirect him with the tone, and because he is affected by it so much, you can definitely use that as the correction when he starts to pop up too. We just want to make sure that he completes the task, not just get startled by the tone, but actually recalls all the way back to our side for a treat. Right? We want him to still maintain that level of obedience, right? So we have to not only just use it, like I said, to correct him for popping up, but make sure that he's executing the full recall back into the here. So that way we can keep the training consistent for him. So here, since we're just by the pet store, he's got a lot more smells and wanting to mark, so just giving him a little bit more space and leeway. Good boy. This way. You heard a dog. Hi. Good boy. There you go. Good. Right. So, could have added additional leash pressure. Could have called his name, but just gave him a minute to see if he would actually just redirect on his own first, and he did. So here, he's actually starting to follow his nose a bit. Right. You can kind of clearly see why for that one. And again, because I don't have him in that here command, he's still free. Right, so otherwise noted. And then we got another pup over there. So, boy, just practice him seeing the other dog and then redirecting back to us. Begal. Just good boy. The further away that you are, the easier it'll be for him to compose himself. Also depends on how the other dog is acting, right? Good boy. I think, yeah, they're coming this way. Or they're going back to the car? I'm not sure. I was figuring if they were gonna go to the store, she would just roll the stroller across the street this way, but seems like maybe they're waiting for somebody or doing something else. We're just gonna sit tight here. Oh, I know, good boy. So you can see him getting antsy, right? Checks back in on us. He wants to go and engage, so we're gonna reward him for refocusing and not engaging. Right? Let him get back on his nose, give him something else to do. Fart bombs, that's interesting, right? Begal. Good boy. Good job. Begal, here. Yes, good job. Good boy, right? So he's listening, he's working through it. Didn't do everything right away, right? Because he was still a little bit interested. And that's where, like you said, it's good to do things in stages, right? We had the verbal command, we could have added the leash pressure, we could have added the tone if we needed to. But instead, we just used a little bit of patience. He wasn't pulling on the leash. He stopped himself when he heard the verbal prompt, right? So, we got another pup too. Oh, little bulldog. Good boy. Try to get him to see the Begal. Wait. Yes. Good job. Good boy. Right. Begal, here. Good job. There you go. Right. So same thing. He's still doing the task, even though it looks like he's not focusing, but he is paying attention and he's checking in. Right. He's just allowing him to use his nose. Now here, just gonna give him extra leash. He's just following it back up there. Got the option of just waiting for him to, do his thing, and then reset back in. Good boy. Forget that a lot of the stores aren't even open yet. I think Target should be though, and it looks like Michael's and the Dollar Tree is, so we'll head over that way. Good boy. So just responded to the leash pressure there, seeing that he was on the end of it. Come back in. Good boy. Begal, wait. Good boy. Good. So he sees the person, checks back, remains calm and composed. I'm gonna go ahead and reward that. Right. So a big part of it, like I said, with his jumping behavior is just how excited the other person is and how excited he is. We'll want to watch him, and if he does start to ramp himself up too much, starting the redirections, getting him to refocus, getting him to kind of settle back down. Good boy. Yes, this way. Doing a little bit of directional work to help him with checking back in with me, right? A little bit of guidance here, walking through the pillars, adding in some turns. Boy, it all just helps him to reconnect with us when we're out, right? Because it's really easy for him to obviously check out if he's just walking in a straight line following his nose the entire time, right? At least we've gone from having to do constant redirections and constant directional changes to just doing it when we'd like to, right? To help with that re-engagement or the leash pressure or the focus. Yes, good boy. All right. Door opened, he was following his nose, he was interested in going, he felt the end of the leash, came back. If he redirected his focus, I would have offered him a reward too, but he was still following his nose, so that's fine, right? We really want to reward the focus as much as possible. Another little one over there. It's a pretty rainy day, pretty early on. We'll hopefully get a little bit more stability practice over here at the target, because that's always still a lot more people coming in and out. We'll see if we get any more takers as well for people that want to greet him. And this is where also, if you wanted to give him like a silent correction, either using the vibrate or the static, haven't done that yet. I said something that we'll keep together with Dad and his family to see if they need to, just using leash pressure to keep him away from what I think is food. I don't know. Good boy. I would have used a verbal first, but I was, in the middle of saying something. So, and then we also have set the button and the tone to get him to recall as well. Just trying to use that as sparingly as possible, right? We really want to try to condition him to just do things and then just reward him instead of constantly having to like prompt him for those things. But since we are out practicing, it's good every now and then, especially when he gets really excited or distracted or full up there, right? Before the leash pressure will tone. Good boy, come. Yes. Good job. Good boy. Right? And that helps to kind of refocus him up. Get him back into the here position. Good boy. Okay. Especially since we have some people coming up. We want them to be a little bit closer in proximity, and we want them to be a little bit calmer already and a little bit more controlled. So we can try to work on setting them up for success as much as possible, right? He's got a bunch of people coming. He's nice here on the side here. Good boy. We're just gonna walk through, see if we need to give him any direction or any help with the leash. Good boy. Very good. Good job. Good. Good boy. Very good. Right. So yeah, as you can see, if the other people weren't like the first party and super interested in him and excited to see him and everything, it's easy for him to remain calm and composed even when people are walking by him. And also, like I said, we already had him set up for success too that time, having him in a here next to me. Good boy. Yes. Okay. Let him use his nose. We'll just keep walking back and forth a little bit, get some more practice around people. And then also what we can do is stand in here in between and have people come and go and him having to remain composed. Yes, good boy. And getting that good practice in where he sees somebody and instead of instinctively just running off to them, stays by our side and refocuses. Good job, big guy. Good boy. Yes, good job. Sorry, trying to catch everything happening at once. Normally what you would do is set up the camera a little bit further away over there and record in, but I'm not a big fan of just leaving electronics on the ground like some other creators. They could probably afford if somebody wanted to just snatch it and run, but I cannot, so we're going to be holding on to it and kind of just pinging back and forth between people that he seems interested in and then resettling back down. Good boy. Practice like this is very simple, right? But it's important. It helps to get him desensitized to the environment as well as condition a certain behavior set, right? Remaining calm, seeing somebody, redirecting focus, staying close, good boy, seeing somebody, redirecting focus. Good boy. Got a little one coming up. I'll keep recording for a while, and then if anybody is interested in greeting him, we'll see about correcting him for jumping up. If not, like I said, this is a better default. Good boy. There you go. Is for him to actually see somebody, refocus, and sit and settle, as opposed to him running off to greet them on his own. Good boy. Good job, big guy. Good job. Very good. Good boy. Good shot. Yeah, that was good. It was children as well, people with hearts. Children making noise. Nice. Good boy. Good job, big guy. We haven't had to use the collar to get his attention. Wait. Good boy. Oh, there you go. Good job. You can really see him get excited there because they wanted to engage with him a little bit too. Look down. They were close, right? So getting ready to prompt him and help him when he needs it, but then staying nice and calm, mindful and attentive to how he's doing, right? So he's focused, but he's less excited. Good job, big guy. There you go. Very good. Very good. Good. So a lot of the engagements now is really going to depend on the people as well. And if you just let him know that you're working with him on not jumping, then that helps a ton. Good boy. All right. So we're gonna go in between this and moving around back and forth between the crowds too, just so that way he doesn't get as antsy and bored. But his ability to kind of remain stationary has definitely gone up tremendously too from practice like this. Usually before he'd start crying right away because he'd want to do something, right? Just gets bored. Good boy, let's go. Right? But now he's actually, hi. Good boy, Bagel. Yes, good wait. Hi. Good job, big guy. Good boy, there you go, good. So you can kind of see he was really excited. He was going quickly towards the little girl there, so helping him out, giving him a reminder with his name to just come back and remain composed. And if they wanted to meet, having him down next to me and sat first would definitely be a lot better than him, you know, taking the initiative and running up to her, because then more likely to have that higher energy and excitement, and more likely to jump on the little ones. Boy. All right. So we'll go back and forth for a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this short now so it's not too long. But he's done really good. Good boy. Yes, I know. Good boy. Gotta re-up on treats back in the car too. Good boy. You are empty, bud. Bagel, here. Good job.